Daniel Kostick presents Premiership Elections in Albertan History. This election took place on June 29, 1955, and was the 13th election in the province's history. Premier Ernest Manning continued to enjoy a thriving economy. Oil was still doing well, and agriculture had begun rebounding as well, leaving the economy in a stable place. In January 1954, Albertan oil would reach Ontario through a recently constructed pipeline to Sarnia, furthering the power of Alberta's economy. In the early 1950s, Alberta introduced the Rat Control Zone in an effort to stem the spread of rats in Alberta. Rats were first discovered near Alsace in 1950, and recognizing the danger to the agriculture sector if they got out of hand, the government was quick to act. Conferences were held in the RCZ to discuss rat control. From June 1952 to July 1953, the government dropped 63,600 kilograms of arsenic trioxide within the control zone. While it resulted in the deaths of many livestock and pets, the program was effective in keeping the rats under control. This program was dropped for being too expensive in 1953 and was swapped with sending inspectors across the RCZ, distributing bait, rat-proofing buildings, and destroying any infestations that were found. This practice continues to this day, and the government has set up a hotline for anyone to report rat sightings anywhere in the province, along with banning pet rats. In 1955, James Prose, leader of the Liberal Party and MLA for Edmonton, questioned the confidence of the government. In question period, Prose questioned the MLAs who had dealings going on with the ATB. This angered Manning, and he called an election despite having 2 more years left on his term. With the election called under the current circumstances, the Liberals saw their popularity increase. This was especially true as an alternate destination for second-choice votes in rural ridings. Prose's own personal popularity was also a big boon in helping the Liberals rise. Things continued to get worse for the CCF, as a combination of a surging Liberal Party and continuing to remain hardline on its positions was leaving the party without room to expand. Elmer Roper was still the party leader, but even he would struggle in his Edmonton riding. The Conservatives had consolidated the PCs under its own banner, which allowed the party to run as a united front. This let the party run half of its candidates outside of Calgary and Edmonton, and the most since its reforming in 1952. John Page, MLA for Edmonton, was still the party leader at the time of the election. Despite the Conservatives and Liberals officially being separate entities, some people still wanted to try a single force to combat social credit. As such, the Coalition Party was founded and ran candidates in 2 ridings, Ben Brown in Didsbury and party leader Francis Leo Frank Pop Gaynor in Banff Cochrane. During the campaign, new advancements were made to help increase the voter turnout. One of these was the introduction of mobile voting stations in hospitals, designed to help people who were unable to leave their beds to go to the polling stations. On the final day of the campaign, Manning barred Roy Lee, the MLA for Tabor, and John Landerneau, the MLA for Lethbridge, from running as the official social credit candidates, stating that both men had violated the Legislative Assembly Act by renting a building to the provincial government. Since ballots were already printed, Lee and Landerneau both remained listed as social credit candidates. And here are the results. Ernest Manning won, winning a 6th term for social credit. The party won 37 out of a possible 61 seats and 46.4% of the popular vote, down 16 seats and 9.8% since 1952. Next came James Prose, whose Liberals won 15 seats and 31.1% of the popular vote, up 11 seats and 8.7% since 1952. Next came John Page, whose Conservatives won 3 seats and 9.2% of the popular vote, up 1 seat and 5.5% since 1952. Next came Elmer Roper, whose CCF won 2 seats and 8.2% of the popular vote, even in seats and down 5.9% since 1952. Finally came Frank Pop, whose coalition party won 1 seat and 1.21% of the popular vote. This would be the largest opposition that Manning would face while premier. 4 ridings would go to the person that was not in first place on the initial count, and a number of ridings would be decided by less than 250 votes. As a result, 1955 would be the last election conducted under the single transferable vote system. The Liberals would see their best result since 1921 when they lost government. Despite maintaining seat count, Elmer Roper would lose his own seat in Edmonton to a mix of social credit, Liberal, and Conservative MLAs. Frank Pop's victory would see a coalition candidate return to the legislature for the first time since 1948. Lee and Landerneau would be readmitted into the Social Credit Caucus after the election. I'll see you in the next one.